Have you ever worked in a garden?
Yes, when I was a kid. There was a big backyard next to the house where I grew up. Me and my whole family would grow vegetables every year. We would grow things like cucumbers, tomatoes, salads, and so on and so forth. We would always start working the land. By that I mean we would prepare it for the harvest in the spring and we would plant the seeds. This was our garden. It wasn't some big plot of land where we grew crops. It was just somewhere where we had tons of vegetables that we used during the year.
Do you have your own garden?
No, I don't have my own garden. I would actually like to have my own garden, but sadly, I am right now a very busy person and I don't have the time or the energy to plant anything.
Did you ever try to grow a flower?
Actually, yes, I have. There was a small part that I got from my wife. I bought some seeds and I wanted to plant some flowers that I would give her as a gift. Sadly, those flowers didn't grow. I guess I did something wrong. I didn't water them enough, or I didn't put enough fertilizer.
If you had your own garden, what would you grow in it?
Well, I would not grow vegetables, per se, like my family did. But instead what I would do is that I would grow flowers. Primarily I would grow roses. I really like red roses. There is just something very beautiful about them. I think the flowers are really special, so that's why I would like to grow them.
Are you afraid of getting your hands dirty?
No, I'm not. I mean, nobody likes dirty hands. But I would most certainly like to work with my hands. I find great satisfaction and pleasure in physical work. I felt really at peace when I helped my family in that little garden. Although when I helped my dad fix something around the house, it was tiring.
You will have 60 seconds to prepare, and then you will speak for between 60 to 120 seconds. Start speaking now.
I would say that a really good habit that I have is the fact that I go to the gym every week 3 times. I think this habit is really good because it allows me to maintain my health and it allows me to be fit. It will certainly prolong my life. As far as habits go, I think you can't get better benefits than that. It did take me a long time to form it. It took 1 year. I went 1 year constantly, and after that 1 year, it just feels like something that's natural, and I just felt as though I should go 3 times a week. Going to the gym really makes me happy. For me, it's like drinking a cup of coffee. When I'm done with my exercises, I feel that rush of endorphins. I don't know if I could say that I take active steps into maintaining my habits because I don't feel that I need to. I am pretty much on autopilot when it comes to going to the gym. I know it might sound silly, but it's like a part of my reality I feel as though going to the gym is like breathing for me. Going to the gym has become something that I like doing, so there is no need for me to go and maintain it. I think that I'm really lucky because of this.
Do you think it's hard to form a new habit?
I think it's gonna be really hard. If it's not something that people are used to, I think it's really hard to make that first step into a new habit. The other things that come after that first step are also hard, and by this I mean that it's also difficult to be consistent in order to allow the habits to cement within us.
Are there many distractions in our modern world that create bad habits for us?
Oh, absolutely. I think all the gadgets that we have around are constantly distracting us. It's like that siren's call in the sea that forces ships onto the rocks. It takes a lot of discipline to avoid those distractions and to do the job that we need to do. I would say that it's more difficult nowadays because we have so many options around us. There are so many other things that we could be doing.
Do you think it's harder for adults to form new habits?
Yes, I do. I think it's really hard for adults. Young kids are like clay that needs to be molded, so they can readily accept new habits and they can easily pick them up. Adults are not like that. I mean, here we have to distinguish young adults and the seniors. The seniors are setting their ways, and it's really hard for them to pick up new habits. For young adults, it's a challenge, but it's not too difficult.
What is the most important factor when it comes to forming a good habit?
Consistency. Consistency is the most important factor when it comes to forming it. Of course, you need to take a first step, but in order to really form and cement that habit within you, you have to be consistent. Every day you have to do the same thing, the same action, in order for that to become a habit. Consistency can be difficult.
In your opinion, what is the most common bad habit that people have nowadays?
I would say that sitting in front of a computer is the most common bad habit that people have. I think this habit is really bad because it makes us live sedentary lifestyles, which is really detrimental for our health. I think all the developed world has this habit. Some people say that sitting is the new smoking, and I would pretty much agree with that statement.